Creepypastas are internet horror stories passed around on forums and other websites to disturb and frighten readers and viewers. Creepypastas are usually supplemented with pictures, audio, or video footage relating to the story, typically with disturbing and shocking content. Everyone loves the little blue tank engine Thomas, but even a family show like that can still have some creepy and scary stories attached to it. These are the top 4 pretty obscure Thomas the Tank Engine creepypastas. Trackmaster Rosie. Trackmaster Rosie is an obscure Thomas creepypasta that not a lot of fans know about. The story is about someone receiving a Trackmaster Rosie as a gift. The model they got was very strange beyond belief. There was red all over her face, which was assumed to be blood, along with red marks on her sides. The person who gave the Rosie said to him, "Watch her wheels and don't lay on the ground." Confused, the receiver just put down the model and began playing with his layout. When he flipped the switch to turn Rosie on, she didn't work. There was no battery in her, so he went to grab a battery. When he was putting the battery inside Rosie, he dropped it and the battery rolled under the bed. The receiver went to get it out by reaching his hand under. While he wasn't looking, something creeped up behind him and sliced his head off. The receiver's severed head rolled towards a piece of paper. There were 2 words on the piece of paper that read, "It's me." End of the line. Many fans of Thomas the Tank Engine love Season 5 for its natural disasters and cool crashes, but people are unaware of the lost episode which was originally the final episode of Season 5, an episode by the name of End of the Line. Britt Allcroft wanted to make the darkest and scariest episode for the season finale, so she decided to write an episode about this cliff that was at the end of the line. Percy was pulling a train of trucks up a steep hill. When he got to the top, the trucks pushed him down the other side. Percy's driver and fireman jumped clear, abandoning Percy, causing him to go over the edge of the cliff, plummeting to his death. The same thing happened to James, Gordon, Henry, Edward, and the other main characters. All who was left was the number 1 engine. Thomas was curious about the loss of his friends, so he went to the cliff safely without going too fast. He looked down over the edge and saw the remains of his friends, blood all over their faces. Some of their faces were fallen off from the impact. Suddenly, a hand appeared behind Thomas and pushed him over the edge, killing him. No one completely knows whose hand it was, but I think we all have a good idea. Do you? The Missing Coach. The Missing Coach is a canceled episode that was made for the 2nd season of the show, but this is no missing coach like fans thought it was. The story starts off with the narrator talking about the history of the episode and his curiosity of finding footage of it. He gets an email from an individual saying they had the tape containing the episode and if he was interested in owning it. The narrator says yes and receives the tape and plays it. The video started off with the intro like usual, but the quality was really bad. There was no narrator. The models of Donald and Douglas were different from their final versions. Donald had no mouth, nose, and eyebrows. All he had were very tiny eyes. Douglas, on the other hand, had the same features as Donald, except his were big black dots and a painted red smile on his mouth that dripped near his buffers. All the footage were the models moving backwards and forwards, pulling coaches and trucks. There was a distorted voice repeating the phrase, "Embrace me." Later, Donald and Douglas were picking up passengers at Knapford. They were puffing towards a broken bridge. Panicking could be heard in the coaches. The two fell over the bridge to their deaths, and the video ended. The narrator immediately destroyed the tape and had nightmares about it. Then, a box arrived. The box contained two models of Donald and Douglas looking exactly like they did in the video. A note was also in the box. The note read, "Muckle nuisance." EDT 15 Boiler Test. The Strasburg Railroad in Ronks, Pennsylvania is the oldest operating railroad in the Western Hemisphere. It's also the home of the popular Day Out with Thomas events. Only 3 steam locomotives are operating today, one of which being engine number 475, which was seen in the 2000 full-length film Thomas and the Magic Railroad. When engine number 15 arrived to the railroad, it was to be another one of Strasburg's operating engines. But it was very problematic due to the size of the small water tanks. Because Britt Allcroft filmed at the railway for the Magic Railroad, Strasburg came up with the idea of turning engine number 15 into a full-size replica of Thomas. In March of 1999, Thomas was going through a boiler test. This footage is a fan-made recreation based on the true events that happened during this test. The heat from the smoke box caused Thomas's eyes to melt and fall behind his face. The original footage was never seen by the public, and the problem was quickly fixed. In the background of the video, you can hear someone shouting, "Drop the fire, the eyes are melting," while only showing Thomas's melted eyes for a split second. What happened to the original footage of the test? That remains a mystery.